This is 7 News, the voice of the Central West.
Tonight, a man airlifted to hospital from Wellington suffering stab wounds to his neck.
An arrest made after hazmat crews respond to reports of suspicious packages.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour, hundreds of people to be freed in a Middle Eastern prisoner swap, and dozens of people charged after a pro-Palestinian protest in Sydney turns violent.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. A 40-year-old man has been airlifted to a Central West hospital in a serious but stable condition after being stabbed in the neck.
The incident erupted on the edge of Wellington CBD, with a man allegedly involved assisting police with their inquiries. Hamish Southwell joins us now. And Hamish, what do police believe sparked the stabbing?
Maddie, emergency services were first called out to Barton Street just after 6 o'clock last night, responding to reports of a brawl. When they arrived, they found a man in his 40s suffering from stab wounds to his neck. At this stage, it's unknown what kind of weapon caused those injuries. The victim was treated by paramedics at the scene before he was airlifted to Orange Base Hospital in a serious but stable condition. As that was happening, investigations led officers to nearby Samuel Street, where a 44-year-old man was placed under arrest. He has been brought here to Dubbo Police Station, where he is assisting police with their inquiries. The investigation is ongoing, with charges yet to be laid. Maddie?
Thanks for the update, Hamish. Hamish Southwell reporting there for us tonight.
A 72-year-old man has been arrested after suspicious packages forced Dubbo's police station into lockdown and turned a local business into a hazmat crime scene. He's now facing multiple charges, with his alleged role and motivations yet to be made public.
Dubbo's police station in lockdown. Access only granted to those in full hazmat protective gear. What sparked the large-scale emergency response on Monday afternoon was a suspicious package delivered by a member of the public. A day later, yet another suspicious package was delivered to a business along Wingewarra Street. That was also seized by hazmat crews for forensic examination. Multiple operations within 24 hours, consuming emergency resources. Investigations led officers to execute a search warrant at a property along Booth and Bar Road, where they seized an amount of powder, the load secured in a hazmat drum placed in the back of a police vehicle. Police also arrested a 72-year-old man at the home, charging him with threatening to contaminate goods with the intention to cause economic loss, as well as making a false statement of goods contaminated with the intention of causing economic loss. The 72-year-old was granted conditional bail, but come January, when he is due to appear next before court, he'll face questions around why or what was the motivation behind his alleged involvement in the delivery of multiple suspicious packages throughout Dubbo. Hamish Southwell, 7 News.
Despite recent rainfall, crews are still working on mopping up the Hudson fire northwest of Walgett. Footage has emerged on how a quick-thinking operator used their heavy machinery to extinguish hotspots around the ground. Using the bucket to collect water from a nearby water source, the RFS say it had a great effect on a smouldering tree. The blaze, which has burnt over 22,000 hectares, is now under control. A campaign has now been launched to rename Grawin Road to Captain Leo Franson Way, honouring the Mid-North Coast firefighter who was killed by a falling tree while battling the blaze.
Authorities are tonight urging car owners to remove any valuables from their vehicles. It comes as police investigate multiple incidents of alleged stealing in Bathurst. Overnight, several car windows were smashed around William Street. Residents have told 7 News their wallets and handbags are missing, while they've been left with hundreds of dollars worth of damage. Anyone with information is urged to contact police or Crime Stoppers.
The flood-hit Cabon Shire has welcomed news of a significant increase to roads recovery funding. But there's questions over just how much of a dent it could make in the region's backlog of upgrades.
$500 million rising to $1 billion per year. The federal government pledging to increase the Roads to Recovery Fund twofold.
It's absolutely fantastic news. It's sort of guaranteed funding for our roads, and it's quite flexible. And when I say it's guaranteed, it's not competitive, so we don't have to compete for this funding, so it's sort of guaranteed money in the bank.
But the extra cash won't be immediate. The $500 million annual fund is currently ongoing, with the increase set to roll out over 4 years.
To ensure that we put that downward pressure on inflation, but we also give local councils time to get their pipeline of projects into place as well.
The funds are specifically earmarked for local government, responsible for 85% of Australian roads. However, Cabonne Mayor Kevin Beattie claims this still doesn't hit the $80 million worth of repairs they need.
I don't think it will cover it, but it's a big head start. Like we estimate that our percentage of that is going to increase to around that $2 million a year. In that Roads to Recovery. So it's gone up. I think we're about 1.1 before.
How the extra funds will be used remains flexible, with the terms still under discussion.
Representatives of the local councils will be talking to the Australian government and look to design those programs and those guidelines, and they'll be in place by the next budget.
The funds allocated to help reach the government's Vision Zero target, bringing an end to all deaths and serious injuries on our roads by 2050. Charlotte Wallen, 7 News.
A medical facility in Eugowra has been renamed, paying tribute to Diane Smith, who passed away during the floods. 1 year on from the devastating weather event, her family and the wider community are still feeling the weight of the loss.
The Diane Smith Memorial Eugowra Medical Centre, a newly named facility remembering the much-loved community member taken too soon.
I wasn't expecting it, and I didn't know. I wasn't part of all that process, but I think she would be just, I don't really know the word, stoked, probably, to have it named after her.
I don't think that there's any resident that can go into that medical centre and not think of Diane. So it is a beautiful thing to do.
Diane was swept away by floodwaters in November last year. It's believed to have happened while she was trying to reach higher ground. The naming of the building, a recognition of her service to the facility.
She spent a lot of time working at the medical centre, and look, she was a great community member, and it's a great memorial to her.
Working at the facility as a secretary, Diane was a cheerful face, always ready to help out.
It was very much a socialite. Something on, she'd be there. She'd be involved in it, organising it, doing what she could. Yeah, that's just what she did.
I didn't have the personal pleasure of knowing her personally, but she was apparently a much-loved woman.
The facility playing an important role in the town's medical recovery, mirroring the community-focused values Diane lived by. Charlotte Wallen, 7 News.
Data has revealed almost 1 million Australians either delayed or avoided their prescription medication due to its cost. Regional pharmacists are helping fight for change as concerns grow for those compromising their health.
Cost of living now costing our health.
You can't go without gas, you can't go without electricity, can't go without food, so medications is one of the things that gets cut off the list quite early.
The Australian Bureau of Statistics has released new data. It reveals the proportion of people who delayed or avoided getting prescription medication when needed due to its cost, showing an increase from 5.6% in the 2022 financial year to 7.6% in the 2023 financial year.
Particularly medications that aren't covered by the PBS, so things for vertigo, things for nausea, list goes on. People just simply can't afford them. They're $40, $50 a month.
Those with multiple health conditions say they are finding it tough.
Now with my extra medication, once it runs out, I'm probably spending $70 plus a month.
The wife gets a few sort of different things for stuff, and it does affect her a lot. Like, they just go up, but like everything, cost of living is just huge.
Inflation will soon play part, causing the maximum co-payment for non-concessional card holders to increase by $1.60 on January 1st, set to increase the cost of medication from $30 to $31.60 for general patients.
You never know what you might need in the future, and yes, we all thinking about how we spend our money. So yes, that is something that is concerning and affects everyone.
The Pharmacy Guild is lobbying to bring that co-payment down to a reasonable level, less than $20 per medication. That's going to make it a lot more affordable for all Australians.
Pharmacists are banding together for the Guild's Affordable Medicines Now campaign.
They're asking us for information that is obviously de-identified, and any case studies we see or stories that we can share with them that help them build the case to the government to then bring the medications to an affordable price for all.
Until then, Australians are holding out.
It's medication you need, and hopefully it doesn't get any more dearer.
Rochelle Putnikovic, 7 News.
Well, Kirsty is here now for a look at today's weather. And Kirsty, gosh, it's been wet and wild out there today.
It has, Maddie and Nick. Hello to you both and good evening, everyone. It's also been warm and humid across the Central West. Orange hit its maximum temperature of 24 degrees at 11 a.m. Isolated showers and thunderstorms quickly took the warmth out of the air, though. We've had lightning and heavy rain arriving. Oberon recording 51 millimetres, while North Orange has already picked up 30 millimetres of rain in some very rapid downpours. Now, that unsettled weather spread right across the Central West slopes and plains into this afternoon as well, with wild storms triggering some very strong gusty conditions. A severe storm warning for heavy rainfall was issued across our region this afternoon. Dubbo hit that maximum of 32 degrees at 12:30 this afternoon. Some breezy winds about tomorrow, showers for the west. I'll have a look at that Thursday forecast shortly.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Kirsty. See you in a couple of minutes.
Up next in 7 News, a charity which was born in the Central West celebrates 30 years of supporting young people.
And how this bin is delivering a scarily good message about recycling.
And a little later on this news hour, the latest on the prisoner exchange between Israel and Hamas. That's amid talks of a potential truce. More than 20 people arrested while protesting an Israeli-owned cargo ship in Sydney. And former Liberal staffer Bruce Lehrman begins his defamation case against Channel 10.
Welcome back. What started as a way for young people to navigate the jump from school to career is now celebrating a major milestone. The Country Education Foundation has now chalked up 30 years, and it's all from humble beginnings.
3 decades of helping young people to achieve their career goals is worth celebrating. The Country Education Foundation marking the milestone with a well-earned party.
It was a community-inspired desire to really help the young people as they were leaving school find a better career.
Born in Burrawa, the CEF has grown to become a national charity. In its 30 years, it has awarded nearly $17 million in grants, allowing young people to know they have the backing of their hometown.
It's the local foundation that puts the complexion on it. It's the one that puts the finishing touches.
Supporting them to go to university to further their education or to take on a trade. We'll often buy the tools or we'll pay for accommodation.
The founders say the charity's success comes down to the results it has delivered.
Meeting the people, seeing the difference that it makes, going to just listening to the students.
And they want to keep making a difference, but on an even bigger scale.
To grow into other states. We're not in Western Australia, we're not in Tasmania. We have got we're in a small way in Northern Territory and South Australia, and we just see that need, and people keep telling us about that need in communities.
To help country kids get over some of those hurdles their city counterparts don't have to face.
And I think the support from the Country Education Foundation has meant that I can be slightly less stressed about working and about paying for everything.
If you would like to know more about the Country Education Foundation, go to cef.org.au. Michelle Cook, 7 News.
Cara's recycling plant has invented a unique way of drawing attention to waste contamination. A new mascot is teaching community members how to dispose of their trash to protect the environment and those working at the facility.
It might look like something from your nightmares, but it has the potential to deliver dream results for recycling. This mascot is designed to get your attention and promote good habits.
We take it around to our the Cara show, preschools, just to show people, or we give them a little bit of a scare and kind of bring them over to us and try and show them how to recycle simply.
Waste contamination has become a pressing issue at Cowra's material recycling facility. In certain cases, it means a load coming in on bin day can't be processed, going straight to landfill.
It's a hard one to get everybody on board because so many different people's bins go into one truck, and if there's serious contamination in there, it can be a real problem and it can ruin it for everybody.
Contamination can be in the form of oil, soft plastics, plant waste and sometimes even dead animals. But sharp objects found during the sorting process also pose a significant threat to workers' safety.
It affects a lot of people, like mentally, like when we're getting needles and stuff like that. You're very scared of if you're going to get pricked or not.
With recyclables from as far as Lithgow processed in Cowra, the facility is urging the whole region to stay attentive to what they're throwing in the yellow bin. Charlotte Wallen, 7 News.
OK, up next in 7 News, mountain bike riders carve up the trails around Orange in the Fox Superflow.
And Mudgee provides a devilishly good challenge for triathletes in the regional interclub event.
Welcome back. Our region's triathletes are heading to the Midwest for the Central West Inter-Club Series. The first round was kicked off by hosts Mudgee Red Devils.
First cabs off the rank in 2023 were the women hitting the course at Lawson Park, followed closely by the men. Triathletes from host club Mudgee Red Devils, Orange, Dubbo, Bathurst and Cowra made up the field, diving headfirst into the season's first interclub. Competitors head out on the run, thrash around in the pool, jump into the saddle on the bike, back into the water before sprinting home. First male across the finish line and the race winner was Orange's Rory Thornhill.
Yeah, races are always really good. Interclubs are always really good fun. Good to see lots of people out there. So aim of today was just have a hard swim bike, swim, run, and just put everything together.
Rory came into the Interclub red hot after the Western Region Academy of Sport Talent Camp in Mudgee. Also fresh off the camp was the female winner, Orange's Hallie Potter.
We did a swim session coached by Rory Thornhill, which we did some open water skills, some sprints and some technique and some bike skills. And then we did a strength session at the Country Fit Gym.
While winning races is the goal, clubs also receive points for the amount of athletes they have competing. The next round of the Interclub will be hosted by Bathurst on Australia Day. Mac Reith-Snare, 7 News.
Mountain bike trails in Orange have come to life for a massive event. The Fox Superflow Gravity Enduro, welcoming some of the best riders from right around the country.
Mustering up at the race village before heading to the top and flying around the mountain. From amateur riders to those at the pointy end of the battle for series points, the Fox Superflow had it all.
We've picked the 3 trails here out in the Glenwood State Forest. We're so lucky we've got so many trails on offer. So this weekend we'll test the skills of flow, technical or speed.
The Gravity Enduro allows riders to complete as many runs as they like, giving them 2 days to put down their best race time.
Hey, buddy. It's definitely a bit interesting coming from coast of New South Wales, being pretty much on the ocean, coming out here with about a K of vert, definitely a little bit different.
That's what riders love about tackling the Orange trails. Around 300 of them saddled up for the Fox Superflow. Local Orange rider Julian Martin was one of them, finishing 3rd in the under-19s and 12th overall out of 274 riders. Some completing their best runs around the mountain in less than 4 minutes.
I've had the best weekend I've had in a really long time. It's good to race your own tracks. Yeah, like I'm super happy with how the event's run and I've just had a great time.
Mac Reith-Snare, 7 News.
Up next in 7 News, Kirsty's back and she's got an in-depth look at what's happening weather-wise. Stick around, that's next.
Welcome back, everyone. A broad trough over New South Wales has generated showers and isolated thunderstorms today, while a high-pressure system is dragging warm, humid air into the state. A second trough will deepen in the west of the state tomorrow, though slowly moving east. That will allow moisture to build up and drop moderate to heavy rainfall across much of New South Wales and into Victoria over the coming week. And we can see just the vast volume of this rainfall on our rainfall maps as well. Most of the state could see more than 50 millimetres with isolated areas of up to 100 millimetres. That's all set to kick off for the central tablelands on Friday, but we are expecting showers for the central west slopes and plains into tomorrow. Tonight, severe thunderstorms have been active. A severe weather warning, I should say, a severe thunderstorm warning rather, for heavy rain across parts of the slopes and plains as well as parts of the tablelands has also been in place. Taking a look now to our Thursday forecast, it will be up to 6 degrees cooler than today. We can see those temperatures dropping quite significantly across the west. The low 20s for Gilgandra, Coonabarabran and Dubbo. Thunderstorms are possible and we are expecting up to 9 millimetres of rain across the day. For the tablelands, much drier conditions, warmer as well and more settled, but we are expecting some gusty easterly winds. Heavier rainfall forecast from Friday, arriving around midday. Now, we could see as little as 2 millimetres, as much as 10 millimetres could fall, though, with thunderstorms rumbling right across the region. Grey skies too, with those strong winds around. Temperatures dropping in the east. Bathurst 23 degrees. We're expecting 25 for Forbes, 20 in Lithgow and back down to the high teens in Orange after much warmer overnight conditions. As we kick off the weekend, Saturday looking very similar. Rainfall totals increasing to as much as 15 millimetres, but we will see those winds easing off. Lots of cloud cover overnight, trapping in that warmth during the day, leading to very mild overnight minimums, I should say, and mild temperatures during the day too. And the wet weather is forecast to continue into Sunday and throughout early next week. For now, though, some rainfall in the west, remaining fine and sunny in the east tomorrow ahead of those showers kicking off on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be very wet next week.
Sure will be.
Thanks, Kirsty. See you later.
And that is your local news for tonight. Thanks for watching. You can always catch up on our website or, of course, at 7plus.
Right now, though, Dan has your national news. Have a lovely night. See you again tomorrow night from 6 o'clock. We'll see you then.